Hello and welcome to the Kitty Cat Lane. My name is Lane, and today I'm going to be turning some pictures of AI-generated rooms that I found on Pinterest into characters that might live in those rooms, if they were real. I personally am not a fan of the current state of AI-generated art usage by the companies and people who try to bypass giving artists work for their own profit, and how the art that the AIs were taught with was used without the consent of the original artists. We can't undo what's already been done, but I have hope in my heart that if we could find a way to better manage the usage of AI-generated art or images that requires us to creatively transform AI prompts with our handmade art, it could be a really helpful tool to use. But people don't want to use it as a tool, they want to use it as a replacement method. That being said, that's a topic for another day. I found these images on Pinterest when looking for some unique rooms to draw inspiration from. At first glance, they looked like they could be real, but the more I studied them, the more weird things I noticed that just made them unmistakably AI generated. Some of the pictures I found, I genuinely couldn't tell if they were made by AI or if it was a real place, or maybe it was a real place that was edited. I don't know. So for my little exercise here, I chose these two pictures that were unmistakably AI generated. Some of the perspectives and just stuff in general is kind of off, but I could still picture the type of characters that might live here if this was a real place. So I decided to draw them. As soon as I saw this pink and blue room, I thought of early Melanie Martinez and thought maybe a character kind of inspired by her earlier style, maybe having a tea party with their stuffed animals and dolls. And for the second picture, I saw it and I thought of like an alt-style character who's a dinosaur enthusiast. I figured these characters would have clashing personalities, but they say opposites attract, right? Well, I was going to draw them separately, but as I was drawing them, I thought it would be kind of cute if the pink bubbly character was insisting that the other character joins her for her tea party. Then I had the idea of them sort of mirroring each other's poses, like they're both going two different directions, and I just thought that that would make a cute little scene. I wanted to make sure that the poses were clear and readable to what I was picturing in my head, so I colored in the silhouettes to get a better look at it. After some minor adjustments, I thought it looked good enough to move on. So I started giving character A cute little skirt with lots of ruffles and bows, and a top to go with it. I later added some vine patterns to the outer layer shirt and some flower patterns to the tank top to tie it all together with the wall decor in her room. Side tangent, I don't know when the switch happened, but I used to hate drawing clothing that weren't basically a t-shirt and pants or a skirt. Like whatever it was, I wanted it to be simple, the bare minimum. I really didn't put much thought into it, and it was kind of boring. But now I'm like, I want to give everyone elaborate frills and lace and big shoes and accessories! More! I think it's truthfully because I want to wear a lot of the outfits that I draw. Like now I'm either at work in my work uniform that doesn't allow for much personalization besides fun socks, or I'm at home wearing a comfortable t-shirt and sweatpants or pajama bottoms. So this is my fashion outlet. But back to the character, I wish I had started with a bigger canvas so that I could have added in more detail. Like, her hair is supposed to have that braided pigtail look with the ribbon as a corset between the two sets of braids, but it's kind of hard to tell. I tried to make it a little more clear when I colored her though. Next up, it's time to start drawing character B. I pictured them as a nerdy character, but not the actually kind of nerd. More like they just really like dinosaurs and plants, and they've really done their research on both topics. Like, to the point where if you were their friend, instead of Googling a question about dinosaurs, you'd just DM them a question on Discord, and you'd get a response with the right answer before you could even pull it up on Wikipedia. They won't go out of their way to talk about their special interests because they don't want to annoy you, but if you bring up the topic, they will talk your ears off. That being said, they know that they are a nerd, and they enjoy wearing funny sweater vests and button-up shirts. I felt like they would sort of have a maximalist alternative aesthetic since their room is so busy between the artwork and decor on the walls, on top of the plant-like wallpaper and patterns on the rug and stool, and their rather interesting sculptures. There's just so much to look at, so I wanted to show that in their design too. I gave them unique glasses with lots of necklaces and accessories, and I knew I wanted the sweater vest to have a dinosaur motif or something, but it still felt empty, so I gave them a little harness to break up the blank space. I started to give them shaped patches on their pants, and then I took a break. When I came back to it, I was like, why didn't I just do a plant pattern? It made much more sense to the theme and prompt, so I erased the patches and did that instead. That's also when I added the other patterns to Character A's outfit, and the T-Rex design on Character B's sweater. Yay, time to color! I decided against color picking from the original images, and I just kind of eyeballed it to generally get the same color. I stuck to pretty much the same colors that were in the prompt pictures, which was about 3 different colors each, not including shades. Which is what I usually like to stick to when designing characters. So I really didn't have to do much thinking, aside from picking out the placement of the colors, that is. So if you haven't noticed, I really like pink and blue, and pink and green. So there's no doubt that my favoritism played a role in my choice of picking these 2 prompt pictures. I want to challenge myself more this year to step out of my comfort zone, but also recognize when I need to take it easy with something simple and fun. I haven't been able to draw much for the last 2 weeks with all of the end of the year holidays and busyness that comes along with them. So before I drew these characters, I was feeling kind of rusty, but I tried to draw something more challenging anyway, and it was not going very well. Not only was my work not going well, but my mood was quickly shifting from the excitement of finally getting to draw to frustration to not being able to draw well. So I stopped what I was doing, walked away for a bit, and came back later with the mindset of doing something fun and comfortable so that I would be able to finish it and move on. And that fun thing that I drew was this. This is my first finished art of the year. I drew it on Tuesday the 2nd, but this video won't be out until Saturday. So hopefully by the time you're seeing this video, I will have drawn even more fun and challenging things. Thank you all so very much for taking a walk down the kitty cat lane with me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And here's the secret kitty of the day. Bye.